What is going on, everybody? Happy Thanksgiving. John Impemba here with Howard Bender, bringing you today's Fantasy Alarm Game Day live special show here. It is Thanksgiving Day, Howard. We got 3 games on the main slate to talk about. Got a lot of people looking to set their lineups. I know our chat is already bumping here today. We got a big event over on the Better Cast with Scott Fishbowl, which you've been a part of here. We have a random Black Friday game that I know people want to ask questions about here. So a lot to get to in a little bit amount of time. But how are we doing this morning, sir?
Listen, it's 7 a.m. here on the West Coast. I have been after paying up on a bet on the Better Sports betting show yesterday, where I had to eat. I ate basically half a 9-inch blueberry pie. I have been fasting ever since, and I am ready to get down and dirty with some DFS lineups, some season-long lineups. You name it, man. I am all in on football and food today. Happy Thanksgiving to you, John. Happy Thanksgiving to you, to your darling, beautiful bride, who you guys are still newlyweds.
Yep.
And the whole family.
Thanks. Yeah, it's going to be a fun day today. Yeah, I get to go to the in-laws, get to watch some football, which is always a positive. I love these Thanksgiving Day slates because, we talk about, player pools, and sometimes, showdowns are like the lottery ticket. And this is still a bit of a lottery ticket slate. You'll have the backup tight end score a touchdown, and, that will put some lineups over others here. But 3 games is just enough to build a different enough lineup for away from showdowns, but still be, kind of contrarian with the field there, where you can pay attention and have a real shot to make some money here today. So, you and I, we've had some success on these Thanksgiving Day slates. I know our Discord has had success with these Thanksgiving Day slates, and I'm excited to see what happens at the end of the day and where we're all sitting.
Yeah, I've been building some lineups this morning. I got up nice and early and been, kind of moving some stuff around, obviously setting my own lineups, answering some more questions on Twitter. So, I mean, listen, I think that this is a great way to start. The thing about getting off to a good start here on Thanksgiving Day, it's not just about, winning a little extra money there playing some DFS. We also have a best bets article over at Fantasy Alarm. By the way, if you are joining us here on the Fantasy Alarm YouTube page, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button as well. It's how we build our following. It's how we build the family over there. But in addition to this content here being free, and we'll get to all the questions in chat, all of our Thanksgiving Day content over at fantasyalarm.com, my playbook, all the position coaches that we have. I put my best bets article as free as well, because you know what? I just felt like doing it. So that's what we're doing over there. So check out all the free content that we've got here for Thanksgiving Day. Like I said, if you like the free content that you're getting here on the page, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, then head over to fantasyalarm.com. And then, yes, for Thanksgiving Day here, the Better Cast. That's what we want to do. You see that promo, the QR code there in the corner. I'm going to be in and out of that chat all day long today. Scott Fish is joining me. We got some we're going to have pop in for some live videos. So lots of stuff happening here right now, John. Super excited about it all. Let's get to it.
Yeah, let's get to it. And like Howard said, scan that QR code there, download the free Better Cast app, get an opportunity to win a cool Scott Fish branded football there, but also plenty of opportunities to win some cool gear within the Better Cast app, autographed jerseys, mini helmets, tickets to other cool prizes. We run trivia contests now. We do watch and play games with the Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night football. Every Thursday night is the Bender Cast. You get to hang out with Howard no matter what anyways over there. So don't wait. Download that BetterCast app today. All right. The chat is bumping.
Wait a sec. One more thing on that, folks. We're doing it all for charity today, by the way. The BetterCast app is 100% free. The contest that you play in, free. The prizes that you can win, all free. There is nothing in there that involves any kind of money for you guys at all. But what we are doing is that we are donating $1 to fantasycares.org in honor of the Scott Fishbowl Thanksgiving Day Classic, $1 per download. So, if you're paying like 99 cents for an app, well, think about it this way. It's a free app, and then we're going to take that money and we're going to give it to charity. It's a huge, huge thing. You definitely want to be a part of it. It's tons of fun. And even if you can't be in the Better Cast, right, during the day, or maybe, you can only join tonight for the live game, make sure you still download that app. Use that invite code SFBC. It's all caps. And we're going to donate. So come on, put Fantasy Alarm out of business. Make us pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to fantasycares.org. Spread the word to everybody, please.
100%. Let's get into it here. Dragon Slayer's got the first question of the day. It's got a tough one for us. Half PPR. Warren, Charbonnet, Connor, Mostert, Waddle. Start 2 RBs and a flex here, Howard.
All right, I'm locking in on Raheem Mostert, no doubt about it. Against the Jets, they can't stop the run. It's a problem area there. You know that Devon Achane is likely to miss this game. So you got Jeff Wilson. Give me James Conner in there as well. He is the bell cow back. They do lean on him. He does catch passes out in the flat. And then, John, you know what? For my flex, I'm actually going to go with Jaylen Warren. I think it's a great matchup for Pittsburgh here. I know that we're going to see a little bit of unrest with the new offensive coordinator, but it was Mike Tomlin who made that move to Jaylen Warren. So while, yes, the new running backs, or the old running backs coach Eric Faulkner and Mike Sullivan, who was promoted to new offensive coordinator, they are big fans of Najee. It's still going to remain a split. Warren is still the more explosive back out of the two. So give me the 3 running backs in this one.
Yeah, listen, again, I don't see a reason why they would change up the way it's going, because it actually has been working pretty well lately. And as we've seen with, the Tony Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott, where Pollard always looked more explosive. Ezekiel Elliott looked like he was slowing down. But now they gave Ezekiel Elliott the role, and he's not running up against these nickel defenses, these coverage defenses, and he's not running as efficiently or as effectively because he can't be explosive when they're stacking the box against him. So this is working perfectly the way it is. Warren's out there and defenses that are easy enough for him to break through the line for those big plays. They let Najee handle the tougher running there. So I'm with you. Nicole, good morning to you as well. Full PPR, need 2 running backs and 2 flex. Connor, Najee, Charbonnet, Dylan, Ridley, Dell. Pretty similar question to what we just had here, Howard.
So right off the bat here, I mean, I really want to get involved with the 2 wide receivers for the 2 of the wide receivers for the flex. I'll go with Dell and Cooks. I think they're both the better matchups. Houston's at home. That they throw to Dell. I love what they're doing with Cooks. And listen, this Washington secondary is terrible. I wish I could get Ridley in, but I'm not going to do it here. I do like him a lot, though, this week. But Dell and Cooks definitely in the flex spots. So that's going to put me here on Connor as one of the guys. And then I tell you what, John, I think that I'd probably go with Najee. I can't trust A.J. Dillon. He's sitting there with some sort of an injury right now. That they signed James Robinson. They signed Patrick Taylor to join that backfield. And then, of course, Charbonnet, while he is going to stand out a little bit here, he is going up against San Francisco, and I don't necessarily like that one. So Connor, Najee, Dell, Cooks for me here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a tough spot to run the ball against San Francisco here, but I do like his ability to impact the passing game way more than Kenneth Walker had. So I think there's actually a boost for some PPR points here for Charbonnet. I'd still probably lean Najee like you're mentioning here, but I think moving forward, Charbonnet is a pretty good play. He was already being kind of productive in a backup role over the last few weeks with Walker active there. So just on your Ridley take here, we talked last week, you and I on the DFS show, about defensive coverages, right? And, early on in the season, Peterson came out and said, yeah, Christian Kirk struggles against zone. He's much better against man. Last week was the zone coverage, and Calvin Ridley ate apart in that matchup. What kind of defense is Jacksonville playing this week against Houston?
Houston, actually, they've been running out about 86% zone coverage, 14% man coverage. So, again, when you look at it here, Trevor Lawrence, yes, does he do better against man? Yeah, sometimes he does. Last week, he was phenomenal against zone because Ridley kept finding those pockets. Ridley does great against zone coverage. Christian Kirk does great against man coverage. So, that's why I think, with 86% zone coverage there for the Houston Texans, I want to lock down Ridley and Lawrence. But that's going to be for lineups this weekend, not for today.
Okay. Let's move our way down here. Mr. Scampers is saying good morning and happy Thanksgiving to us, and saying happy Thanksgiving. A lot of happy Thanksgivings coming in. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you as well. The Cut wants to know, Howell or Carr We don't know if Carr is playing, right? So do we get a concussion update on Derek Carr yet?
I haven't gotten a concussion update on Derek Carr, but I'm still going with Howell. It's a tough matchup, yes, but Howell is averaging over 40 pass attempts per game. That's a lot of passing there. Dallas is going to have, be full throttle. So I'm assuming that Howell is going to be slinging the rock pretty heavily today. So give me him, no question about it.
Yeah, I'm going with you as well. It's one of the things you and I have touched upon a lot here, how it is that Sam Howell doesn't need to have a good week to have a good fantasy week. He had that matchup where he threw for like 330 yards, like 2 interceptions, and still came away with 18 fantasy points. It's just the volume that he adds to the game there for him. Dragon Slayer says it's the second week tuning in for us. Appreciate you, man. Glad we helped you win last week, and glad to see you in here supporting. Make the like, hit that like button, everybody. Like he says, we're happy to help out. Tommy saying, "Get a good morning, happy Thanksgiving." Byron, happy Thanksgiving. Brad, very thankful for his first All-Pro subscription to the FA team. Well, we're thankful to have you become a member of the family here today. And with the same question, we're going to go Howell here over Carr. Seems like we may get some popular questions here, Howard, as we're rolling through when it comes to these start sits. Mr. Scampers wants to know chorizo, queso, or elote? I don't even know.
I don't know what elote is, but I do know what chorizo queso is, and I want to bathe in chorizo queso. I mean, come on. Sausage cheese? That's spicy sausage cheese. Yes, please. Give me the queso.
I'm in. Sit one in a PPR. Amari Cooper, Rashee Rice, Cole Kmet.
I got to sit Amari Cooper. Dorian Thompson-Robinson just not doing it for me at all. I don't trust him. Yes, Amari's the number one in that offense, but I mean, literally the only pass catcher in Cleveland that I'm even leaning near is David Njoku. So sorry, Amari.
Still a good target share for Amari Cooper, but yeah, tough efficiency. Was it 15 or 16 targets in Njoku last week or something like that? Something crazy. So Byron here got a Black Friday game question. Do you start Waddle, Addison, or Gabe as a wide receiver 3?
Ooh, I'm going to go with Jordan Addison against Chicago. They've got a very weak secondary. We've seen that before. And I'll tell you what, whether Justin Jefferson comes back or not for Monday, if he comes back, that's even better for Jordan Addison, because then the Bears are going to start focusing on Jefferson. And if Jefferson doesn't come back, well, then guess what? Addison is the number one against one of the weakest secondaries around. So, yeah, give me Addison on Monday Night Football, baby.
Love it. And here, Deontay Johnson, T. Higgins, or Dalton Kincaid in a PPR not tight end premium.
All right. Well, in honor of the Deontay Johnson question, let me do my let me make Kenny Pickett jealous here for a sec. This is a regulation size football, NFL size football, and look at what I can do. Kenny Pickett can't do that. Give me Dalton Kincaid in this matchup against the Eagles. I know they got Kevin Bynard to help out with the tight end coverage, but Travis Kelce, 44 yards with no Taylor Swift, and he still found the end zone here. Right. Give me Dalton Kincaid with that crazy target share in Buffalo against the team weak against the tight end.
Agreed. And how about a follow-up question here? Brandon Cooks or Khalil Shakur?
Brandon Cooks, baby.
Yeah, going Cooks. Lockett or Waddle here?
Ooh. You know what? Waddle doesn't work out of the slot very often. So that means that Waddle's going to be either matched up against Sauce Gardner or DJ Reed for the most part throughout this day. Lockett was taken off the injury report. I don't love the Geno Smith / Drew Lock situation there, but I think that Lockett is probably going to be the guy who's going to see the more targets and better results between him and Waddle.
Yeah, agreed. We also have is Metcalf good to go? Yes, and he's not on the injury report for today.
Nope.
All said. Gator saying good morning and happy Thanksgiving. Dragons Lair, are we not high on Charbonnet? We went Connor over Charbs with both. Again, I think if you're in a PPR league, Charbonnet has some value today. Just because he's more of an impact in that passing game, especially if we think it's not going to be Geno all day, or Geno's going to have trouble throwing downfield, or Locke. That's fine, but Connor feels a little bit more safer at home this week. So happy to go there. If you like Charbonnet because you've been holding on to him this whole time and you wanted to get that in your lineup, that's totally cool too. I get the FOMO. So talented back, second round back. He's shown some explosiveness I'm certainly fine going Charbonnet. It's pretty close. Connor hasn't really, blown doors off yet with Kyler. So
no, but for the same token, Connor was just taken off of IR 2 weeks ago here. Not to mention the fact that the Rams are giving up like 115, 116 rushing yards per game. They've allowed 10 rushing touchdowns on the ground this season. So, Charbonnet, I like him a lot. I do. But when you're talking about going up against the San Francisco defense, it's just going to be a very tough road for him to navigate here. The offensive line for Seattle isn't that great. You got to neutralize Chase Young and Joey Bosa. So for this matchup here, I love Charbonnet as a player, but for this matchup here, I like Connor still.
100%. Taysom Hill or Ferguson? Yeah, if Jameis Winston's the quarterback, does that hurt Taysom Hill? Like, what do you think?
If Jameis Winston is the quarterback, I do think no, I don't necessarily, because when they get into the red zone, they use Taysom Hill on the running plays. They've started to use him a little bit as a receiver. Atlanta definitely can be exposed in the middle of the field. The problem is, though, is that, I don't know what the QB situation is for New Orleans. So I do know that Jake Ferguson is, I think he's the most targeted tight end inside the red zone this season right now. So I'm going to lean Ferguson.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that as well. Brad needs one full PPR. QB need one for full PPR. Fields, Lawrence, Dobbs.
All right. I'm going to go Fields against Minnesota. The legs, it just raises the floor so much. As much as I do like Lawrence, that's more of like a GPP DFS play for me. Season long, give me Fields.
Yeah, I'm fine going Fields. I was impressed by his return there last week. We got a better cast question here. Which wide receiver will score more fantasy points today? Again, these are pregame questions already loaded into today's BetterCast app. So we said earlier you can download that BetterCast app for free and get your pregame questions answered today. So Howard, which wide receiver scores more fantasy points today in PPR? Dubs, St. Brown, Lamb, McLaurin, Ayuk, or Metcalf?
All right, before I answer that, there was a second part to Brad's question where he said, any thoughts rest of season for the 3 QBs for the playoffs? Because he could open up a spot for Sutton or Jaden Reed. Yeah, you know what? I'd be rocking with Fields and Lawrence the rest of the way. As much as I love what Josh Dobbs is doing right now, I think you might get more production actually out of Sutton or Reed. Sutton does nothing but catch touchdowns, and Reed is turning into the number one there in Green Bay. So I'm good with that. All right. Which receiver will score the most fantasy points today? It's CeeDee Lamb, dude. I love CeeDee Lamb this week. Come on.
Yeah, my underdog pick'em video for Thanksgiving is out there. I got 5 picks to help you guys 20x your bankroll over on Underdog Fantasy today. So go check that out on the Fantasy Alarm YouTube or Fantasy Alarm site today. And CeeDee Lamb over 89.5 yards receiving was one of my favorite plays on the board today. So go check that out for sure. Gator, Howard single game parlay for Detroit Green Bay. Gibbs anytime touchdown. Gibbs over 28.5 receiving yards, and Amon-Ra St. Brown over 81.5. Sir, thoughts on our guy Jahmyr Gibbs? Increased role over the last 2 weeks for him, even with Montgomery back.
Listen, the Gibbs anytime touchdown, I'm fine with. The Gibbs over 28.5 receiving yards, I'm fine with. It's the Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's the only concern that I'm going to have. He's likely to see Jair Alexander a bunch in this matchup here. I think you and I both expect Detroit to be running real heavily here with the Gibbs and the David Montgomery tandem out of that backfield. 81.5. Listen, Amon-Ra's had 6 games this year where he's had over 100 yards. So even with the heavy run scheme, I think you can go with this one here, Gator. Lock it in, baby. Throw a unit down on that.
Yep, I'm good with it as well. Goff or Murray for Andy here? Yeah, Murray for sure. And then with the inflated tight end scoring needs 2 of Charbonnet, Mixon, Schultz, Ferguson.
And he needs 2 out of this?
Yeah.
All right. Well, here you go. I'm gonna go with Mixon and I'm gonna go with Schultz. Like Mixon with Jake Browning at under center here, we don't know what to expect out of this passing attack for Cincinnati. So, err on the side of caution. Expect them to go heavy with Joe Mixon against the Pittsburgh Steelers while they're at home. And then, Houston against Jacksonville. You pass against Jacksonville. I think Dalton Schultz, who gets A lot of red zone looks from CJ Stroud. I think he's the way to go.
Yep, I'm with you there. Rouse is happy Thanksgiving. Needs a PPR, Hall, Monty, Ayuk, Smith, and Downs. Would you play Kyron over either of those plays if activated this week?
I would probably play Kyron over Josh Downs.
Yeah, that's where I'd go.
I mean, I like Downs and it's PPR, and that makes it nice. But yeah, Kyron Williams coming up here against Arizona for his first game, he'll be fine.
It's one of the best matchups for running backs on the board, so I'm in. Fantasy Joe needs 3 of Mostert, Swift, Hall, or Cook in a standard league.
All right, Mostert and Swift, 100%, 100% for those two. Then it's a question of Hall versus Cook. Cook going up against the Eagles, which we did see Pacheco, kind of tear him up a little bit, or Breece Hall with Tim Boyle under center, a makeshift offensive line. He does catch passes out of the flat, which gives him a little bit more value, but this is standard. So James Cook is my call here.
Yeah, I still might lean Hall because sure, he doesn't get the points for the pass catching, but he still gets the yards for the pass catching there. And Miami's a team that struggles against running back pass plays, so I might go Breece Hall over Cook on that one for me.
Fair enough.
Sorry for the split answer there, Joe. It's kind of where I'm leaning.
We're not sorry, dude. Take the information and run with that. We gave you 2 out of the 3. Do you trust the Jets or do you trust the Bills?
It's true. That's fair. Fair point. Dubs, is Pierce playing? I don't know if Pierce is playing. Is he? Or Algier? I think we go Dubs probably over that group.
Yeah, I would go with Dobbs here in this matchup because of the game that's happening today. Dameon Pierce did return to practice yesterday on a limited basis, but Pierce still needs to go Friday full practice, Saturday, through the walkthrough and then see what happens there. So because of that, I don't want to run that risk. And even though you could pivot to Algier, I think I would rather just go with Romeo Dobbs and get your 35 yards and a touchdown.
I mean, is Pierce even back as a starting running back after what we've seen from Singletary the last 2 weeks? Do you bench a guy that's gone off like that? I mean, I don't know either. Howell or Lawrence, Howard?
I do like Lawrence, but Sam Howell, dude. As John Impemba always says, you throw 300 yards for 1 touchdown and 1 interception, and it's still 21 points on DraftKings. So if you get a 300-yard game out of Sam Howell here and at least 1 touchdown, again, I think Dallas takes their foot off the gas a little bit here. I also think that Washington on a short week can play them a little tough. I know everybody's down on Washington because they lost to the Giants. Right. Gotta shake that off, man, and just kind of look to what we've got here. Washington Commanders could very well have been looking past the feeble New York Giants because they know this game here, Thanksgiving Day, that's what matters.
The Washington Commanders almost beat the Eagles twice this year. So it's not like they're a complete pushover. And I actually think this is going to be a big Travis Etienne week. I mean, you run the ball against Houston. We saw a big week last week when you're supposed to throw the football against Tennessee. It happened. I think we see a lot of Travis Etienne, maybe a theme for our DFS full show here tomorrow, Howard, when we get back together.
There's a reason he was on the cover of the watch list this week, John.
I know. We're on the same page there. Jonathan Hill or Ferguson? I think we're going to go Ferguson on this one.
Yeah, we're Fergieing it here.
A lot of people either with the same question or multiple accounts. Armando wants to know Hill or Ferguson as well. We're going to run out Ferguson there as well. Albert saying Happy Thanksgiving. And then the cut says full PPR, James Cook or Devonta Smith in the flex. I'm going Smith here.
What's that?
James Cook, Devonta Smith.
No, I said, what did you say?
Smith.
Me too.
There you go. Armando, Pitts or Likely?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to go Isaiah Likely. Even coming off the bye week, I don't necessarily know. I didn't see any kind of medical documentation that Arthur Smith had his head removed from his ass. So until I get full confirmation on that, Isaiah Likely's the play.
We did get it taken out for the Bijan Robinson split. He saw 75% of the carries or something like that last week. So that was encouraging.
So maybe he's peeking out like this.
Yeah. I think what happened was they kept losing games and they got a phone call being like, if you want to keep this job, start using the guys we took in the first round here, sir. Need 2 of 3. Ayuk, Evans, or Puka Nacua, who may not have to contend with Cooper Kupp this week.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm definitely starting Ayuk today, right? Let's lock him down, get him in there, and then it's between Evans and Puka Nakua. Evans is in a great spot here against the Colts. They have a very, very weak secondary. Um, but man, Puka Nakua getting like all of those targets in this matchup against Arizona is just too tempting for me. So
I agree.
it's Puka and Ayuka for me.
Yeah, if you can wait to find out if Cooper Cup plays or not, then maybe I pivot to Evans. But Nakua is where I'm going for sure. We got another bet here: over on Detroit versus Green Bay, over on Dallas versus Washington, under on 49ers Seattle. How are we feeling, Howard?
I like that. I like that a lot. Although it's going to be tough. I mean, Green Bay, Jordan Love really does need to step up today. Like in order for that over to hit, because Detroit's not going to do it all on their own. That's actually the only one of these games that kind of makes me nervous. I think the 49ers beat up on Seattle and can keep it on the under. Dallas, Washington, the over has, I think it's like 7-4 in Dallas in the last 11 games for Dallas on Thanksgiving Day. So I'm fine with that one there. It's the Detroit Green Bay one that's a little bit nerve-wracking for me, but I don't mind doing the over here.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with that one as well. Phils wants to know Olave, Cook, or Ridley at a flex.
Olave, Cook, Ridley at the flex. See, here you go, right? So
no Michael Thomas.
What's that?
No Michael Thomas.
Right, no Michael Thomas. I think that's kind of where I want to lean is Olave. I do love Ridley against all this zone coverage, but John throwing that in there immediately is like Howard, say Olave. Howard, say Olave.
I'm just adding context to the question. Just adding context to the question. We got a lot of Rashid Shaheed questions on Wednesday's Quick Out show, so I'm sure we'll get some more of those as we head into the weekend as well.
A.T. Perry, that's your sleeper. A.T. Perry.
Brad wants to know, need 2 running backs, and third, I guess, could be a flex as well. Gibbs, Barkley, Bijan, or Charbonnet.
Oh, well, all right. Gibbs and Bijan here for me. 100%.
Sure. And it depends on who you already got as your flex here, Brad. So if you want to just follow up and let us know like who we might play Barkley or Charbonnet over, like let us know. We can help you out. Purdy or Kyler for Weapon X today?
Oh man. If you think that you could just lock into McCaffrey for a lot of this, I think Purdy can be efficient, but I think Kyler's got the higher ceiling here with his rushing upside. So I'm going to lean Kyler in a shootout here, potential shootout against the Rams.
Yeah, I'm fine going there. I like that he's home here as well.
Yeah.
Rushing touchdowns and went back-to-back in each of the first 2 weeks. He had a rushing touchdown last week. Yeah, so
yep.
I did take Purdy over 1.5 touchdown passes today, though. So we are hoping to see that one come through for us. Chargy wants to know half PPR pick 2, Nico Collins, Josh Downs, Deontay Johnson, Dalton Kincaid.
Nico and Kincaid for me. Half point PPR kind of lessens the value here of Downs and Deontay. Both guys need to get into the end zone to really, give you that strong value. Kincaid's in a great spot here against the Eagles, and Nico Collins is in a fantastic spot here at home against the Jags. You throw on the Jags. That's what you do. You run against Houston, you throw on the Jags.
Yep. Scammers are saying Elodie is Mexican street corn, which sounds great. I'm down for some Mexican food.
You know what? See, that makes the chorizo queso that much better for me now.
True. Can we add chorizo queso to the Mexican street corn?
Can I dip my elote into the queso?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Some people put butter on their corn. Can we just spread some chorizo? Does that make us fat, Howard? Is that a fat guy thing to say?
You know what makes me look fat, John?
What's that?
Vision, yeah.
Ralph wants to know Douglas or Downs in a PPR.
All right, I'm going Downs because
sure.
Listen, I get it. DeMario Douglas. I just don't know what's up with Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi. And the Giants are terrible, absolutely. Yeah. But I kind of feel like that's going to be a very heavy Ramondre Stevenson kind of a day. Stevenson saw 20 carries last week. I think Belichick's just like, just give the ball to him.
After the Giants basically gave up their draft positioning, I don't know if New England, is the directive in to lose here from New England? Who knows? That game has, I think, a 33 game total, Howard. It's going to be the ugliest of ugliest football games to watch this week. Just
take the under.
I do not want to win football games right now. What's up, Kevin? Warren or Godwin here? What do you think, Howard?
Ooh, I mean, the matchup for Godwin is actually really nice here against Indianapolis, but I'm going to go with Jalen Warren against Cincinnati. The Bengals give up the second most rushing yardage of anybody in the league here, and they've given up 11 rushing touchdowns. I think Warren can be super explosive against this team.
Agreed, 100%. Belmer, happy Thanksgiving to you, good sir. Jonathan Santiago wants Singletary or Sutton. We're big Sutton guys in this room here, but what do you think, Howard?
I mean, I love Sutton, especially if Dameon Pierce potentially could come back and start poaching any kind of work out of Devin Singletary. But yeah, Cortland Sutton, he's got what, 5 touchdowns in his last 6 games? I mean, this has just been
and some ridiculous catches too. I mean, and he has been everything you had touted him to be here, Howard. So
I was just going to ask you, who put us on Cortland Sutton back in what, July?
Yeah. My Jahmyr Gibbs call is slowly coming back around for us. You know,
yes, it definitely is.
You know, we'll forget about the Daniel Jones call there.
Who?
Shaheed or Cooks? Here it is. First Shaheed question.
All right, I'm going to go with Cooks. I think he's going to see more volume. Yes, Shaheed can definitely be more explosive, and he is a deep threat. You do have better cover corners in AJ Terrell and Jeffrey Okudah in Atlanta. So, you know, while I do like Shaheed a ton here, I think Cooks gets the more volume and just becomes the better player.
Agreed. Pitts or Likely? I think I'm going to answer this one before. We're going Likely there. Gator, I was saying, look at that. People in the chat wishing each other happy Thanksgivings. Goff or Purdy?
Purdy.
Kyron or Demario Douglas here? I think we gotta go Kyron.
Kyron, yeah.
For sure. WeaponX need 3 PPR wide receivers with bonuses for 40 yards and touchdowns, or 40-yard touchdowns. Amari, Wilson, D-Hop. Ford, Charbs, Godwin, JSN, Watson.
Okay. All right. Listen, if we need 3 out of this, I'm going D-Hop for sure.
Yep.
Right. I like Jerome Ford, and this is actually a good matchup. I know you don't like Jerome Ford.
Listen, he's become a bit more consistent. I will give you your credit, flowers on Jerome Ford.
Okay.
I'm a man that can change his take, Howard. I just need to see more information and better playing time out.
You're adorable. I'm going to give you such an awkwardly long hug the next time I see you in person.
I'll be in Vegas in February. Are you going to be there?
I'll wrap myself around you, and then I'm just going to like hold on to your like your calf so that when you're trying to walk, you have to kind of carry me along.
Try to get a little exercise.
Yeah. All right. So D-Hop Ford, and then the third one here, I'm probably going to lean Godwin, actually.
Okay.
What about you?
D-Hop, Ford, and Godwin. I mean, you need a 40-yard touchdown. It feels like if you're just chasing bonuses, Watson's the guy here, right? Like,
yeah, but I definitely don't want to chase the bonus.
Okay. All right, then I'm with you there. We're good. D-Hop, Ford, and Godwin plays for me. Amanda wants to know Drake London, Amari Cooper, Demario Douglas. Gotta go London here.
Definitely got to go London, especially with no Marshawn Lattimore. He's not expected to play, which is just going to free Drake London up even more.
Thielen or Pittman? I don't know how you go away from Adam Thielen at this point. I mean, your man scored a touchdown last week. It keeps on getting peppered with targets. Like, man, he is what a guy. I mean, you know, shout out to Coop. Andrew Cooper was all in on Adam Thielen this offseason. He said they brought in a veteran receiver. They paid him money. They're a rebuilding team. Like, he's the guy that's going to be their number one. And I was like, but he's old and slow. I was wrong. If they're going to throw to him 20 times a game, what does it matter? So got to go Adam Thielen here. Standard league need 2. Drake London, Romeo Doubs, Chris Godwin, Deontay Johnson, Jerry Jeudy here for Benjamin.
Ooh, standard league, you need 2. All right, Drake London and I'm going to go with Dobbs, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a high ceiling for him, but the consistency that he's performed with has been, you know, rock solid. I could see pivoting to Deontay Johnson. Maybe he gets a little bit more volume against this Cincinnati secondary.
Yeah.
But
I'm not against Deontay Johnson this week. I know you're not a fan of Kenny Pickett and who can be. But I mean, you know, I still think until last week, basically, or 2 weeks ago, we saw Deontay Johnson put up some really big numbers. So I'm still fine going Deontay.
Standard
but
league,
but it's a standard league. So I'll go London and Dobbs with you. That's fine.
Oh,
Russ or Baker, what's
Oh man, Russ has a tough matchup here against Cleveland. I'm going Baker. I'm going Baker here. I don't know if you like this move here, John, but you seem to be the Baker Mayfield whisperer right now. Your hate guides you into the proper place. So this one's you.
I'm good going into Indy with Baker here this week. That's fine for me. I mean, they just released Shaq Leonard. What's that about? Just like and saying Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. The Prince, my friend, but dude, what's going on? Monty or Pollard? The Prince is always in our NBA chats. He's in a football chat. Monty or Pollard?
The Prince. Monty for me. Green Bay, they give up a ton of rushing yardage. They've been shredded on the ground the last several weeks. Monty for me.
Works for me. Again, I haven't really been in on Pollard. He came through for us last week with that touchdown, but it took a while for that to happen. Ayuk or Debo here, Howard? I think you're in on Ayuk today.
I am in on Ayuk, but I'm actually more in on Debo Samuel. I think Devin Witherspoon is going to be nagging Brandon Ayuk constantly in this one. I think Debo gets the underneath work a little bit more. He also gets some of that rushing work as well. We saw him with a rushing touchdown the other day, or 2 weeks ago. I do like Debo more than I like Brandon Ayuk.
Sure. Let's see.
You'll also have less ownership on him if this is a DFS question.
It's true. I got a text message here from Coop. He wants to know Trevor Lawrence or Kyler Murray today, Bender.
Oh,
Coop, get him and ask you a question. No cutting the line.
No cutting the line. But we did say Kyler Murray, actually. I think we kind of answered this similarly before. Murray at home, we're both big on ETN this week. So.
Agreed. Armando here wants to know, need a quarterback, Young, Minshew, Browning, DTR, Ritter, Mac Jones, Pickett.
Armando, go sit in the corner and cry for an hour, then come back and talk to
I mean, is it Ritter?
It's Minshew for me, actually.
Minshew for you. What's it? Atlanta against New Orleans. Indy's at home against Tampa Bay.
Tampa's secondary has been shredded.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. We'll go Minshew Mania here. He's at home. Got the mustache. We can rock it. Sorry for your losses there, Armando. Kyron Douglas or Sutton.
Kyron Douglas or Sutton. Oh, I'm gonna go with Kyron for the volume and the matchup here. I love Sutton. Hate to sit him, but I mean it is a tough matchup against this Cleveland secondary. So Kyron Williams for me.
If the Rams elevate Darrell Henderson before the game, does that worry you at all?
They waived Darrell Henderson.
They just signed him to the practice squad. Yeah, they re-signed him to his practice squad.
Oh.
If they ended up carrying 3 running backs into this game, would that worry you at all about Kyron?
No, not really. I'm still going to go with Kyron.
Okay. But yeah, they re-signed him to the practice squad yesterday. Daniel, tough flex PPR, Reed, Lockett, or Downs?
You don't have to shout, Daniel. Come on. You don't have to shout with the all caps here. But we get it. It's a tough play here. I'm going Jaden Reed, actually. I love what we're seeing out of Jaden Reed in this offense. He's actually kind of turning into the number one. Like Christian Watson getting like a small handful of targets. Maybe he's a deep threat. Dobbs is helping move the chains, but I mean, that dude has no ceiling. Jaden Reed seems to have a little bit more pop here. And with Dontavian Wicks, like concussed and possibly out with an injury, I think that helps open things up even more for Jaden Reed.
Yeah, I'm fine. I mean, again, he had the end around touchdown. I think he's had a couple of end around touchdowns this year. So they use him in a lot of different situations. House is Happy Turkey Day. Puka or Kyron? So same team. If there's no cup, do you go Puka Nacua or Kyron here against Arizona?
In a PPR format, I'm going to go with Puka.
I like it. Ferguson and Laporta PPR. I think we're going Laporta here.
Sammy, absolutely.
Yeah, gotta go Laporta. Madison or Javonte Williams?
Ooh. Oh. I mean, they're both tough matchups here. They really are. Madison going up against the Bears, and they've actually got a really good run defense. You got Ty Chandler kind of creeping in. I think I would probably go with Javonte Williams in the sense that, yes, Cleveland's got a great defense, and it's going to be tough for but I mean, to neutralize the pass rush, what do? You run right at them up the gut, or you got dump off passes to your running back. So I think we'll see some checkdowns to Javonte Williams, and with it being PPR, he could get those extra points.
Yep. Brad says, from the above running back question, need 2 wide receivers: Olave, Kirk, Metcalf, Garrett Wilson, Justin Jefferson, who I don't think is coming back yet. Waiver wire with Dobbs with Sutton, Reed, Godwin. So it's a 10 team league. So you could drop Dobbs, pick up Sutton or Reed. I think we talked about that. And then he's got some wide receivers for us to start for.
But I mean, if he needs the 2 receivers here, I'd probably go Olave and DK Metcalf.
Okay. Would you start Sutton or Reed over either of those if they drop Dobbs?
No, probably not.
Okay. And we said we'd pick up Sutton over Reed there?
Yeah.
Okay. Hal saying, if we live in America and don't overindulge in food, we're probably idiots. Could be true. I showed Howard there was this a cornbread muffin that was stuffed with gravy, mashed potatoes, and had chicken on top of it. And I was like, that's really all I want to eat today.
Dude, I literally ate half of a 9-inch in diameter blueberry pie yesterday on the air. I'm tapping out.
For what?
Oh, Servo and I had a bet. The Commanders against the Giants. I had the Commanders. He had the Giants. If the Commanders won, he would have had to have eaten a cherry pie. The Giants won. I had to eat the blueberry pie.
Not apple, Howard? I would have gone apple.
Giants, blue, big blue. John, please. Come on. There's a theme here.
Big Apple, New York. You're welcome.
You're so vanilla bean, dude.
You're welcome.
So vanilla bean.
Deontay Johnson this week, my new offensive coordinator.
What do I think about Deontay? I think he's fine with the new offensive coordinator. He's the guy who moves the chains. He's the target heavy guy who helps do all the work over the middle and helps move the chain. So I think that's going to stay the same here in this offensive scheme.
Hal wants us to sit one of Chase, DJ Moore, Ridley, or Olave. I mean, great drafting, right? Like, really great wide receivers here.
You're gonna make me say sit Chase.
Jamar Chase? Are we sitting?
I don't know if I can do it. I think I said to somebody yesterday to sit Jamar Chase.
I probably sit Olave of that group.
Yeah, me too.
Probably gonna sit Olave. It's not great. It's not great. But next is Happy Thanksgiving. Charbonnet or Ridley in a full PPR for C-Dog?
Ridley.
What do I do with Justin Jefferson? Is there any chance he plays this week? I don't think he plays this week. I think they're one of the reports that said they're going to wait till after the bye. Has Minnesota had their bye yet?
I guess
week
not.
14, I think there's their bye. Week 14 is their bye. Week 13 is their bye. So I saw a report that said he probably comes back in week 14. So another week to wait here, I think, Weapon X. Laporta or Javonte and a half PPR?
Laporta.
Purdy or Mahomes?
I'm never sitting Patrick Mahomes. I'm never against the Raiders.
Yeah.
I think somebody said that against the Raiders, the Chiefs have averaged like 30 points per game or something like that.
36 points per game.
Your Honor, the defense rests.
It's a lot of points. Hawk or Waddle in the flex?
Hawk or Waddle in the flex? It's Hawk, baby. It's Hawk.
Bettercast pregame question number dos. Which running back has more rushing yards for the Lions, Montgomery or Gibbs?
More rushing yards, it's going to be Montgomery. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. And again, let's flash that QR code up there so that everybody knows. For the Bettercast, guys, throughout the entire day here, all right, the Bettercast is it's a free download. You can sit and hang out in the chat with, like me and Coop, and Scott Fish is going to be there. Impemba is going to probably pop in and out. The whole family is going to be hanging out there in the chat. You also get to answer pregame prop questions, in-game prop questions. And then what happens is that you score points for correct answers. You turn those points into tickets. And then you turn those tickets, you redeem them for free autographed sports memorabilia, signed helmets, jerseys, stuff like that. And again, it's a free download. It's all free to play. But what we're doing is for every download that we get, we're going to donate $1 to fantasycares.org. So we're shooting for the hundreds of thousands of dollars here, people. We're shooting for hundreds of thousands of you just enjoying our time here in the Bettercast app. And the grand prize winner, by the way, just so you know, it is an autographed commemorative NFL football autographed by who? Scott Fish, baby, with a Scott Fish Bowl logo emblazoned right there on the front, plus 25,000 tickets, instantly redeemable once they hit your account. So do yourself a favor. It's a free download. Give back to charity here by just downloading it for free. Come and play with us. Come and hang out with us whenever you want, and make sure you do that. Use that invite code SFBC to get into the contest. It is case sensitive, so all caps in on that one. The BetterCast app, free download, and for every download we get, we donate to Fantasy Cares today.
And you want to get those pregame questions answered so you get a little leg up on the competition. Those who pop in once the games have already started, they're 20 questions behind because we have 20 pregame questions already loaded and ready to go. Again, BetterCast right here. One of the pregame questions was that Montgomery Gibbs. We're rolling Monty here on the over Gibbs for the rushing yards. Aiden wants to know, would I trade A.J. Brown and Jalen Warren for Brees? I'm on Ross St. Brown and Zach Charbonnet.
No.
I don't think so.
No. Aiden, no. What is it about A.J. Brown that you hate so much?
Last week he had 1 catch for 8 yards. But that's it. That would be the only thing. Some guy just dropped Najee Harris in my league. Well, depending on who you have to drop, I would probably pick him up.
Well, pick him up.
Yeah, who's dropping running backs in this climate? You know, like what do we do? Yeah,
in this economy.
Yeah. What are we dropping? Who's dropping running backs in this economy? You know, it's a 6-man league. I don't know. Scammers want to know Dylan, Dubs, Jameson, or Gabe.
Dylan, Dobbs, Jameson, or Gabe. I think that I would probably go. I think I'd probably go Dobbs in this one here. I don't know what Dylan's condition is and how much running he's actually going to do in this game. You know, Dobbs going to get some work. Jameson Williams, he's a deep threat. Like you can't guarantee anything there. I like him as a DFS dart throw. I've used him a little bit there. And don't give me any Gabe Davis.
Nah, no Gabe Davis. Daniel's saying happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Rushman. I play against 4 Lions today. If I get way behind, should I bench Waddle and pick up Shakir and go dig Shakir and roll the dice?
I actually don't mind that. I mean, I probably wouldn't. I would just stick with Waddle, but I think it's a fine move if you want to do it. Just shooting for the upside.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Lou says happy Thanksgiving. Love or Howl. We're going Howl here today.
Yes, we are, Lou.
Puka or Monty from John in the Flex for PPR?
Oh, that's a tough one, man. I mean, full point PPR, but we don't know if Cooper Kupp is 100% out. We assume that he is going to be out.
Yeah.
But man, Monty against Green Bay, on Thanksgiving, I don't know how I sit him.
What did he have? It was a week 4, David Montgomery. Did he have like a couple, like multiple rushing touchdowns against Green Bay in that game?
Probably, but there was no Gibbs there.
Green Bay, 32 for 121 and 3 touchdowns against Green Bay. They've ramped them up the last 2 weeks. I think we're all in on the David Montgomery role here today. Browns defense or Patriots defense here, Howard?
I'm always the Browns defense. Yeah. I mean, listen, the sack totals are huge. You know, just what Myles Garrett brings to the table. It's a great secondary going up against a good Denver team, but not an unstoppable Denver team. Browns for me, even on the road.
I'm going to New England. 33 game total.
I hope Tommy Cutlets carves you guys up.
Belichick's had 2 weeks to prepare for Tommy Cutlets. I think we're okay. Barkley, Charbonnet, Kirk, Sutton, full PPR.
Oh, flex. Barkley, Charbonnet, Kirk, or Sutton. I mean, I got to go Barkley.
You have to play Barkley.
You have to play Barkley.
Yeah, agreed. Purdy or Josh Allen for Taco Corp?
Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen. Demario Douglas or Garrett Wilson? I still think I go Garrett Wilson, Your Honor.
Me too. Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah. Robinson or Charbonnet? What do we think?
Robinson.
Yeah. Brian Robinson's that chat. I know you're reading it, so I'm just saying it for those who are listening. He's going Browns defense all day. Garrett's going to feast. Probably. Myles Garrett's pretty good. McLaughlin, Jeff Wilson, or Gibson?
Ugh, Jesus. I would probably just
the problem is Achane practice, so I don't think, and Wilson was a healthy scratch last week. So
I think I'd go Gibson.
Yeah, if Gibson's good to go, he didn't play last week either. So
Yeah.
Armando, wait and see who's actually active, and then we can help you out Sunday morning there.
No, it's today. Gibson goes today, dude.
Oh, right. All right. If Gibson's in, play Gibson. I'm with you. That's fine. But John's in here helping out the chat. Appreciate you, John, answering some of the questions in there as well. Here's the next question. Andrea, Achane, Reed, Pickens, need one?
Ooh, I'm gonna go with Reed. I think Green Bay has to throw. I can't guarantee that Achane's gonna play tomorrow. So I don't know about that, which then means if Achane doesn't play, then you're locked into Pickens in this matchup against the Bengals with a new offensive coordinator. Maybe it helps him. I don't know. I'd rather just go Reed and play it safe.
Sure. Brad saying he loves his all-pro sub. Well, we love you having an all-pro sub. We're happy
Thanks,
you're
Brad.
part of the Fantasy Slam family. If you guys are tuning in and you haven't already liked today's show, what are you waiting for? Click that like button down below. Click the subscribe button as well so you never miss a live show. We pretty much have live content Monday through Friday from 12 to 6 basically every day between football, betting, and NBA DFS. You never miss a show here. Then on Sundays, we do 2 live shows, 9 a.m. Eastern to 10 a.m. Myself and Britt Flynn. Then again from 11 to 12, myself and Andrew Cooper answering your start-sit questions through the NFL and actives. Between that time, you go over to SiriusXM and listen to Bender and Coop from 10 to 11 over there. So we have you covered wall to wall here on the Fantasy Alarm YouTube and SiriusXM channels, getting you all ready to go for your Week 12. Marcelo wants to know Dubs or Amari Cooper here.
Ugh, I gotta go Dubs here because I can't trust DTR in Cleveland.
Yeah, and then John's saying he can see Brandon Cooks is going to have an off day today. He wants to start Cooks, but he's got Diggs and Ayuk already in his lineup. Well, I mean, if you see Cooks, you can see Brandon Cooks going off today, not having an off day. Yeah. So he can see Brandon Cooks going off today. He's got Diggs and Ayuk already in over them. You're not playing Cooks over either of those two, right?
I can't. No, I mean, I get it that Cooks could have a really big day here against Washington, but yeah, I can't sit Diggs and Ayuk right now.
If this is a seasonal question, John, our guy Andrew Cooper always should just go play a DFS lineup with Cooks. So if Cooks goes off, then you have your exposure to him there. If it's that, make multiple. I mean, if you can afford to, make multiple lineups. Make one with Cooks, make one with Diggs and Ayuk, and go there in that direction. Again, folks, if you haven't already, downloaded the free BetterCast app. We got a couple more minutes left in the show. Do so here. Scan that QR code. I think go to bettercast.app. I think as well. You can go download the free app in your Google Play and iTunes store there. Answer your pregame questions. When's that first game today, Howard? 12:30?
12:30 Eastern. Yeah, Detroit, Green Bay. I'm psyched about that. I'm gonna get out of this show here. I'm going to go post some example lineups for everybody for playing DFS. Again, all of our DFS content for Thanksgiving Day slate, it's all free. And the betting article that I wrote also, that's free. The Confidence Pools Pick'em article, that's free.
Yeah, Britt Flynn has her sleeper article out there live as well. If you haven't already,
free.
Haven't checked out our sleeper content that we have going on right now. Got a nice little deposit match bonus with sleeper as well. You can scan that QR code. It has to be done on your mobile device. Or if you go to fantasy.com/sleeper on your mobile device, enter promo code VAULT3, you'll get a $100 deposit match, up to 100% deposit match, up to $100 there. So again, we do daily sleeper picks content. So you can do that and take advantage of the offers we have going on there. If Underdog Fantasy is more your speed, hey, we got a promo code for that too, Howard. You go to fantasy.com/underdog. Yeah, scan that QR code. You get a 100% deposit match up to $100 with promo code ALAR. My Underdog Fantasy picks for today are out already for all of you to go take advantage of and hopefully win some money here on Thanksgiving. And then we'll finish it off here, Howard. How about an all-pro subscription? How about that one, huh?
How about it, man?
.com/win. Right now, all of our NFL Week 12 Thanksgiving content is free. If you like what you see, well, that's what we're going to give you for the full preview here for NFL Week 12 and everything else moving forward. fantasyalarm.com/win. Scan that QR code. Our annual subscription package right now is 40% off the month to month. It's a little less than $25 a month. With our annual sub, we think it's like $35, something like that, dollars a month for our month-to-month, Howard. Get access to all of our premium content, not just fantasy football, but NFL, NBA, NHL, MMA, NASCAR, PGA, baseball. Believe it or not, it's right around the corner. Howard and I already have a meeting on our calendar to get ready for the MLB draft guide. So be on the lookout for that if you buy your annual subscription package, because the draft guide would be included. Next year's NFL draft guide would be included. So no better time than now to join the family with us today and rock it with us here. Final couple questions of the day here, Howard. Ready to go?
Kyron Williams or Najee Harris? Is that what you're going to ask me?
That's the one.
I'm going to go with Kyron Williams here. It's just a softer matchup against the Arizona Cardinals. Najee splitting the work, slightly behind Jalen Warren. So Kyron Williams.
Kyron Williams, it is for me as well. All right, get in that Discord. If you have any other questions for us here today, we're going to help you out with your lineups. Enjoy your Turkey Day. Again, we'll be back live on Sunday, and we'll be there. Actually, Howard and I will be back live tomorrow, Friday. Tomorrow's Friday. What day is today?
Today is Thursday, John.
Better Sports Betting Show. Howard and I will be back live 4 o'clock. We'll give you our Week 12 bets, props, picks, and all that good stuff. So hit that like, hit that subscribe, get notified when we go live, and we'll catch y'all later.